Hello there, everyone, and welcome back to the Colonelcast. On today's episode, we're covering Wicked, the prequel to The Wizard of Oz, unofficial prequel. And with me today is Erich McCoy.
And with me today is the wickedly talented, himself Florian.
Okay, I was going to ask you, are you holding space today?
Why? Pausing dramatically. Wow.
I am holding space for the lyrics of Defying Gravity. We all know that queer spaces have been celebrating.
That's beautiful, and it really
is that a new
warms my
thing?
heart.
I've never heard of this. What does that mean, holding space?
It was a thing someone said in an interview, right? So like the interviewer started talking to the cast here, and they were like, "Hey, did you know people have been holding space for the lyrics?" And they did a later interview where everyone on the cast admitted they had no idea what the hell they were on about. So
no fucking idea what the fuck they were talking about.
Yeah,
wow.
but it sounded
exactly
profound.
like
So
You up here.
Well, look at that. Isn't that
Holding
great?
space.
And like those
Holding space is
fools,
like-
we actually noticed that it was something out of place.
So Florian, holding space is like a therapy term almost. It's like when you like have that on your mind, like it is something that you're preoccupied with and you're thinking about, and it's something that's important to you. So yeah, saying that the lyrics for this song are important to people.
Okay. I mean, I've been thinking about the movie, I guess. Does that count? Have we all been holding space?
For Wicked.
That's great.
Well, I think I've been
That's
holding
exactly
on
what
to,
I wanted.
to something I wanted to do was
What I
to
want.
trim my mustache, and I forgot. So I guess I didn't hold space well enough.
Oh no.
I know. What a travesty.
All right. So
Was I using it right? Probably not.
I don't know if there's a way you can use it wrong if it's just sort of you've been
Yeah,
thinking
right.
about something. I think that works for whatever, really. So
All right. Well, do you have to hold space for something that you're gonna think about, or do you hold space for it while you already thought of it?
You know, Florian, I've read a couple of posts that have said that they're holding space for you
Wow.
that's good.
in the queer space, Florian.
Wow. Okay. Well. Well, I did see my femboy recently, so that's good, I guess.
Okay.
So,
Yeah,
you know,
he'd be holding space, right? I guess so.
Holding space in his butthole, I guess.
just
Yeah.
gaping spaces. Wow. And that's what they think when it comes to gay spaces. Damn.
Well, I guess, what are you guys' thoughts on this movie in general, right? Or what are your thoughts even on The Wizard of Oz, you know, this classic movie that's getting prequels 80 years later?
I actually just watched The Wizard of Oz, rewatched The Wizard of Oz, I should say.
That would have been
I
pretty
think it's-
relevant. Good on you.
It's obviously, yeah, I know. It's obviously a landmark of cinema. Like, it's one of the first like uses of color that was so striking and so like bold and innovatively used. So you got to give it points there. Like the production of it is just incredible. And I'm not even talking about Wicked here. I'm talking about the original Wizard of Oz. Just the costumes, the sets, just everything is just so lush and vivid. And I don't really care for the story overall, just because they kind of just get there and then just look at some things, and then suddenly they're at the Wizard of Oz.
Yeah.
Like,
And then there's a
It's very
witch,
simple.
and she just melts from water. How does she wash her?
Mhm.
How does she brush her teeth? Does she become a skull for that? That's crazy.
She doesn't,
how
I
is she
guess.
hydrated?
Yeah.
I guess she's
Does
just
she not need water to live?
she
There-
takes
there was
no
this
baths
one
and-
scene-
Yeah.
The one scene where the other witch says, "Oh, we wouldn't want to get you wet," wink, wink, and I'm like, "What? Has she been not
What does
Not
that mean?
consuming water this entire time? Is this? Wow."
Well, in Wicked,
Skin also comes with the ability to not need to take in water.
yeah, there's a part where she cries, right, in this movie as well, and it's
Oh,
She
yeah.
should burst into
you know,
treats.
she should have like cartoonish, evil like tear trails going down her face like in Oz the Great and Powerful. But
Yeah.
I think that's supposed to hint for this version at least
Wow.
that she's not actually weak to water. So.
Oz the Great and Powerful reference in 2024.
Listen, I rewatched it like a couple days ago. Okay, I knew it would come up, or I'd make it come
Yeah,
up.
I watched it like last week.
that's great.
What an insanely bad
But-
movie directed by Sam Raimi. You
It's-
can barely tell it's directed by Sam.
Was it?
It's
I
so
don't
easily his
remember
worst
it
one.
much.
Yeah, it's.
Well, I didn't like this movie very much either.
Oh wow. I think
You
know
guys
what?
actually liked it? Wow.
I think this is my favorite Wizard of Oz movie that I've seen. Honestly,
What?
I like it more than the old
Better than
one.
Wizard of Oz.
But
Yeah.
there's so little happening. It's like I went in to see the movie Wicked, and then first betrayal is, oh, Wicked Part 1. Really? Wow. Already
Well,
getting half a story, and then they're wasting so much time, and the music wasn't even that enjoyable, and there's so much music, and oh my god.
I love the
It's like-
music.
Okay, so Florian, it was very well known that this was the part 1.
Yeah.
It was
Well,
known
not
that
to me, okay?
Defying Gravity was going to be the last song because that's the best possible way to end a Wicked thing is that high note of Defying Gravity.
Absolutely. Because that's I mean that is, that's where the show leaves
the
off in the
song.
middle, and that's sort of been their excuse for why this is split into 2 parts, and why it's not for why it's so long. I guess they just kept adding stuff, but it's yeah, that's sort of like they didn't want it to go through and have it not have like some sort of ending there or resolution with Defying Gravity, because it's such a strong song. And I think this version in this movie is like fantastic. Like, you go back listen to the stage show, and it's like half as good as this. So
Here's the thing, I like it. I think it's a really good rendition of it, and I think Cynthia Erivo absolutely like sings her lungs out with it. I don't like how cut up it is in the movie. Like, she'll sing a little bit, and then there'll be some action sequences, and then she'll go back to singing, and then there'll be some more action things, and then back to singing. And I don't like how much they like cut things up sometimes.
Well,
yeah,
I'm surprised that you guys actually thought this was somewhat okay, this ending, because, like, I mean, my complaints are mostly about the story, and, like, there's almost no story. There's almost no agency for the main character.
what do you mean?
Florian?
I was literally just getting to it, but okay. I mean, like, what does she actually do that advances the plot? I mean, it feels like she just goes along with whatever the other characters say, and then she's really stupid in the end, and like immediately alienates the wizard instead of trying to keep the peace for just a little while, and then she flies away because she just magically happens to know how to do that now. Cool. She just finds a broom and now it can fly. I can't believe it. She didn't have to work for anything. Like, if she was like trying to make things fly all this time, and then like she worked on it, that would have been cool. But no, I guess she just finds a book and now she can do it easy peasy.
This movie is much more about discovering powers that you already have, or discovering like the strength within yourself, which already exists, than it is about developing skills or like learning how to do whatever.
Even then, I mean, I remember a scene specifically where she's trying to levitate the coin and stuff with her teacher, and she gets taught like how to do that, how to harness it specifically and stuff.
She just needed that magic book, and now she can levitate everything.
Well, because it's got a magic levitating spell, but she can read it because she already had the magic within her or whatever. I don't know if there's any explanation of why she's like the most magical person ever, but
I think there's also like tapping into your emotions, like tapping into like the things you really feel.
Yeah.
She is so shushed away and just like repressed that she can't express her magic when like she's not feeling how she wants to feel. So once she gets the ability to just like unleash herself, that's when she gets really powerful.
it's basically the same arc as in Frozen, really, played by the same person in various versions of this and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
The same person? Who?
Adele
Idina Menzel plays Frozen woman, whatever her name was from Frozen, and she also
Alpha.
she played Miss Wicked in the first version. Yeah, Elphaba. Elphaba and Elsa, which are like the same character.
You know what, Colonel? Just call her Miss Wicked from now on.
She's Miss Wicked, right?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Wait,
She's been Wicked Witch for 80 years.
That's crazy. Oh, for 80? Wait, no.
Miss
I'm so
of the
confused.
West.
Miss of the West, yeah.
I thought that Alpha was played by a black woman. Am I crazy?
She is, but in the first stage production of Wicked, she was played by Idina Menzel, who plays Elsa in Frozen, yeah. And it's basically the same character, and Let It Go is just the same fucking song. So it's plagiarism, really, on Disney's part. I don't know why they didn't just make this movie and make it animated 10 years ago, you know?
Yeah.
They could have. I don't think they own the rights, actually. because there's like a whole thing.
Okay.
Like they bought
I was gonna say
the movie rights
the-
and stuff were bought
play
before the
was-
musical.
the play was incredibly popular, or the musical was very popular even 10 years ago. So they probably could have made bank on this
Yeah,
if they
Yeah.
had bought the rights.
I saw the musical
Just
once. It
takes a
came to
little while, I
Canada,
guess.
and it was fun.
You saw the musical?
Yeah,
Wow.
it's good.
Okay, without spoiling the second part, do you like the second part?
Well,
Everything after Defying Gravity.
I didn't remember any of it whatsoever. Like all of my memory is contained on this first half, so I guess that's great for the movie going experience. But we'll see.
Mhm.
We'll see when the rest of it comes out. if
I
it's any
read
good.
I read the Wikipedia summary for it, and a lot of it fell out of my head because I don't particularly like what happened. There is one thing that I remember,
Hmm.
which you can kind of pick up on in this movie if you're like paying attention to some of the flashbacks.
Yeah,
But
who knows? It's a whole thing.
it's having to do with Elphaba's parentage, essentially.
Oh, I remembered that and stuff. Yeah, that
Mhm,
stuck in my head from the second half. That's a whole thing, you know. But
Yeah. Yeah.
you know,
So we got a whole lot of Harry Potter where she's got like terrible parents, and then she goes to this magical school, but then nobody seems to be doing any magic. What is this school for? Is it supposed to be?
Well, it's
Normal?
not just a magic school, I don't think.
But they are.
yeah.
They have like a little
Shiz.
magic that
Shiz
nobody can
University.
do except for her, I guess.
I cannot take that name seriously.
Yeah,
Shiz
yeah. That's a bit of a persistent
Well-
issue when you're watching it.
Well, Alphabet is like such a stupid name too. It's just like I always think there's gonna be a T, but no, it's just Alphabet or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. Alphab?
Elphaba. It's
Alphabet.
LFB for L. Frank Baum, who wrote the book. That's how
No,
they got it.
that's- worst name. Oh, I hate it. I hate it even more now. Oh,
So, Florian,
no.
do you know about the original book, The Wizard of Oz, which is that the Yellow Brick Road is about the gold standard and how we should stay with the gold standard?
Well, they should have really translated that into the movie. I'd watch that.
Florian's like excited about the monetary policy.
If it were an allegory for 1800s monetary policy, it would have been a better movie. Yeah.
Yeah, just everything just goes horribly wrong because people print money to feed the poor, the fools. Don't they know that gold is the only thing that matters? Gold, I will not part with a single coin. Gold.
If
I
they
just
want to
love-
eat,
I
they
just
should simply
love-
pan for the gold and eat that.
Yeah, exactly. I just love that like our entire monetary system was based on shiny thing. Like
Yeah, it's shiny, you know?
gold is shiny.
That's good.
Well, it has many good properties, actually, you know. It's still used
has
in
a-
computers.
It
That's
has a low
like-
melting point, I guess.
Yeah.
I
That's-
think,
what
I think
else?
that
That
might
was,
be
the,
it.
that was the whole arc in Oz the Great and Powerful, I guess. He wants all that gold. They
Mhm.
take him to the big room of gold and he dances
That's right.
around in it like fucking Smaug.
Yeah, and then he puts it all in his hot air balloon and then
Yeah.
fakes
I
his own death.
Oh man, I swear I loved that movie, but I don't remember anything from it.
You love it?
Well,
Listen,
maybe,
I remember
don't know.
liking it from when I was like 10 when it came out or whatever, but
Yeah, exactly.
you know,
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
Yeah, you-
it's a poor excuse for a movie, really. It's just like you can, when you're watching it, you can tell like exactly where the set ends and stuff, which is one of my problems with the original Wizard of Oz. Is like, you know, you can see right where the set
Yeah.
stops and like a
They
big
start
map painting
skipping
starts.
off and it's like, yeah, it's so clear that they're just
Yeah.
going off the stage.
The camera cuts
Well-
when they're like 2 feet away from just running into that fucking wall. But
I don't
Yeah.
really care that much about visual complaints at all, as you know. So whatever,
Well,
I guess.
yeah. Well, did you like the visuals in this movie? In
I
Wicked?
guess they were okay. I liked the goat.
No. That's the
Oh.
one thing I really dislike about this movie is the visuals. Why is
What?
everything so like washed out looking and
Yeah, it
drained of
sure
any
is.
kind of like vibrancy? There's so many scenes where it's like there's bright light just flooding through the fucking windows and it just robs every scene of any kind of like enjoyment to me. It is so
It's too
terribly
bright.
shot.
What do you mean?
Yeah.
Honestly, I
Here,
don't.
let me find a
How can it be
for you.
washed out and also too bright? That doesn't make sense. Well, I mean, it doesn't matter because what you said doesn't matter at all to me because I watched this movie in 3D, so it wouldn't have looked like that at all because 3D is
It would've
just
just looked
naturally
darker.
darker. I know. It
I
wouldn't have
also
been
watched
too
it in
bright.
3D, and I didn't think it looked too bad, honestly.
Yeah, see,
I
there we
thought
go.
it was
The
a
only
little
one
dark,
who-
but that's because it's 3D. So
I guess it was perfect for 3D, and it was not ideal for Erich to probably saw it in 2D, right?
I did see it in 2D. Yeah.
I knew it.
that balanced it out and stuff for us, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. There are bits that are, there is too much fucking sunlight streaming in from every damn window and whatever. It's coming out of like both sides of the building somehow. I don't know how that even works. But I think they did still, it's decently colorful. It's not going to be like
I saw it
as
was
Technicolor.
colorful.
It would have been cool if they pumped it up, like pumped up all the color on it like they did in the original one. But that's okay.
No, that would be awful.
Well, no, people love the way that the old Wizard of Oz looks. Maybe it's commentary.
It's good because it's old. It wouldn't work.
I think that style would work today. I don't know. As long as the fucking camera's in focus. That's the real issue with a lot of old movies, is the camera's out of focus and the fucking audio sucks. So they're recording it on a fucking tin can or whatever.
Wait,
So-
are you saying they should record it on like an old camera so it looks just like an old movie, but they have to really focus it so it's crisp?
They've color graded like modern movies to look like that and stuff. There's like a couple. None that I've
Okay, well.
seen, but I've seen clips of them. So
I mean, I can't imagine that looking good because like the yellow looks kind of bad in the original, in my opinion. But what do I know? I guess.
I don't know.
I mean, it depends anyways. Like you have no idea what the original was supposed to look like if like it's faded throughout the centuries. It's crazy. It's okay. So Erich just sent a screenshot, and you can see that it's just too bright, and you wouldn't have had that problem if you had seen it in 3D. I'm sorry.
This is how we'll bring back 3D theaters for real this time. We'll just make every movie too fucking bright, That's fine.
I mean, I would just adjust to it being too bright in the movie, but whatever.
You're saying you would lock in and you'd be like, it's not a problem for me.
Just squint like 50% of your eyes closed and whatever, and for the whole movie. Let half of the light into your retinas. And the
I
movie's
also
fine.
sit in the back
Okay.
all the time, so it'd be naturally darker, so it'd be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are the tricks.
Yeah, I thought, I think it sort of works sometimes, like it's not as colorful as the old one because it's a darker and drearier take. You see, it's a gritty, real Wizard of Oz this time.
I mean, it's weird because like it's not really that gritty when you got all the high school stuff going on, and nobody dies in it, so it's also not gritty in like any concrete way. And I guess the monkeys look kind of gross, but otherwise, I guess it's pretty basic.
I don't know. I think it is kind of tragic because I think the set design and like the look of everything, all the CGI like looks good and whatever whenever it's in here, and all the costumes and everything, and it paints a really nice detailed kind of world for this, and that's sort of very fantastical, very nice. And yeah, it is sort of washed out for the whole movie because of some super late stage decision, I guess. So I don't know. I don't know. Especially when they get to the Emerald City, and it's all nice. There's so many things going on and whatever. It's all these clockwork contraptions built up because that's like all the wizard can do. That's fun.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
I would
that's pretty
simply
good.
like to be able to see the movie.
Well,
Clearly.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Fine.
And I mean, that's one of my problems with 3D is that like there's a dark shade over my eyes, so
Yeah.
everything looks darker and I can't make out fine detail as
Yeah,
well.
it's
so.
really weird. They'd have to like balance like the movie very differently for 2D and 3D, which they don't usually seem to do, I guess. So maybe they just messed it up this time, and they're usually good. I remember I watched like Tangled way back, and that was way too dark in 3D, or maybe I just got used to everything being too dark in 3D.
Do you see all your movies in 3D, Florian?
Just if they come up. Like it's pretty rare to get an English viewing, so I'll take whatever that is in.
Right.
The last 3D movie I can remember going to. I'm sure I've gone to ones between these, but it was The Hobbit, the first one.
Oh
and
my god, that's a million years ago.
It was also in fucking 48 frames or whatever. So it was
hell yes.
I remember getting a headache like 45 minutes into that fucking 2-hour movie.
It's too real. It's not
too real.
It's not
too real.
choppy enough.
It's
if
scary.
only it was choppy and awful like the other movies.
Listen, it looks like a damn soap opera or whatever. Okay, it looks awful.
You can just tell everything's fake is the problem. Like,
Yeah.
you just tell that like it's all sets and costumes and.
24
if only
frames
it was
tricks
more
your
blurry,
brain.
so we couldn't tell.
Yeah,
Tricks your brain
Florian,
into the
the blur
unreality.
helps.
Wow.
The blur helps. It makes it more dreamlike, Florian.
Yeah, the motion blur and whatever. It looks more
No,
like
it was dreamlike enough in that movie. That like seeing all those frames, that was like a trip, and I loved it. Okay.
It was the first nightmare-like movie, I think. But
You liked the first one. Shut up.
the first one's okay if you're just rewatching it on your computer and you're like trying to be in a good mood about it. But you know, when we did those in one of the shows somewhere, I don't remember. But that was a bad night because I had to watch them all in a row.
You watched all of them in a row.
We watched all 3 extended Hobbit movies in a row.
Oh no!
And then reviewed them. I was too tired to
That
review
was
it.
good times. Yeah.
That you could overdose on Hobbit that way.
I felt my brain started to shut down partway through the episode.
You went on a real adventure.
I have
really
definitely had
lived
that
it.
moment, especially in Battle of Five Armies when just the most insane shit is happening. And I just
Yeah.
do not care about any of it.
It's just
Oh, it was
so
so
much
good.
stuff. There's so many things going on and so many fucking characters running around. Like when they're like riding on their fucking, is it like a rabbit sled in that part? I don't even remember.
It's goats.
Yeah.
Oh, it's goats at the end.
Goats,
The rabbit sled isn't the first one.
Yeah.
Okay,
Radagast.
it's a whole fucking whatever.
So
I
watching
got a bit of that in Wicked here.
Watching
Wow.
Battle of the Five Armies in the theater, my brain broke at one point, and I just refused to like acknowledge what was happening on screen. And it was when Azog, the like white orc or whatever, is like down under ice, and he's like floating, and then he just suddenly bursts out of the ice, and like he's been stabbed so many times or something, and it's just like, how the fuck does this even happen?
That might be the worst thing about the movie. Yes, that felt like such a cheap way, and it was supposed to be like this Arthurian tale where it's like, oh yes, the hero and the villain, they must kill each other at the end. It's the only way that makes sense, you know. And then
Mhm.
they do it with this stupid ass ice trick. It's amazing.
Yeah, and it activated my fight or flight response. Like I was ready to run in that moment.
Just run out of the theater. Yeah.
Yeah, adrenaline pumped through my my body.
Yeah.
The
Well,
unreality of what I was seeing.
I
and
guess
there's
you
like
got
another
pretty
half hour
far
after that
before
shit, too.
before getting pissed.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Man, good times in Peter
I don't know
Jackson's
about
The
good.
Hobbit.
My favorite
Interesting
trilogy of
times.
all time.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I really wish they would play it at the cinema in high frame, but in 3D and all 3 parts.
No one
all
would
at
go to
once.
see that, and it would cost
I
them
know,
$4
trash- well,
trillion
actually,
in electricity. So
No, they might see it. Okay, they still do that for Lord of the Rings here. Occasionally, like they have like a triple feature once a year, and I really wish they had one for Hobbit too, but sadly no.
I think the
such luck.
demand is way higher for the first 3 and stuff. You know.
Well,
compared to
yeah,
The
it's
Hobbit.
a little higher, but like you could
A little
milk it.
higher.
A little.
You could milk it and have a
little.
six-tet feature. Okay, it'd be great.
Yeah. You know, they were playing like a Skywalker Saga, like 9 movie things when that was coming out or whatever, right?
Mhm.
Did anyone go to
Mhm.
see those? Did anyone in the
No.
whole world?
I didn't.
Wow.
It seems
I
like
don't
too
think
much.
they had those. I think I probably would have watched that, maybe.
They did the entire MCU for like several days long.
Oh yeah.
So
Jesus Christ.
yeah,
Well, they have a viewing of that. Wow. We've went
people
off
just flocked to the
topic.
theater. Yeah, we have. Yeah,
That's
Wicked.
okay.
Wicked isn't keeping our.
I'll bring it
attention.
back, okay?
Um,
At the end of Wicked,
do you-
it starts getting to. It feels a little Battle of Five Armies just because it is very long and there is a lot of things going on. But I do prefer the things that are happening in it are nicer and they make more sense and they kind of work toward the character a little
How
more.
do they make more sense?
They do.
Like, one of the big reveals is that Oz has been the one who's been stigmatizing the animals. How is it possible that Alphabet has not realized this? She has grown up in this world. How does she not know that he's the one who commands the guards? Like, how is she so fucking stupid? And then as soon as she realizes, she just fights and she runs away instead of just playing it cool. She is the dumbest fucking character in any movie. I hate her.
I do think that they're supposed to be younger. They're supposed to be like almost teenagers,
they're
like
probably supposed to be 16 or something. Yeah,
but they're supposed to be like 18.
Well, how old is the actress?
So, like, she's probably 30.
Oh my god.
So like, I think part of it is the naivete of youth, is like you just think the world is good, and as soon as you see the wizard will understand your plight and like fix you. Like, that's the song she sings. That's her I Want song, is that she wants to no longer be green. So like, she'll go to the wizard will fix her, and then everything will be great. And then she learns that like
37. She's 37.
37.
Oh my god. This is
like
why?
Part of the
Why would
world
they do
is-
this?
Part of
Sorry,
coming
go
up in the
on.
world is realizing that the evils of the world are like in some ways just reinstated by the people in charge. Like, they'd rather
Yeah.
keep things the way they are and profit off of that than do anything different.
Mm-hmm. It's more relevant than it's ever been before too, because there's just there's more focus in the world on like, we need to scapegoat off of some victim here or whatever. We need to make up an enemy. That's what he says. All the people, they just want a good enemy. And
Wow, how epic! How
literal
social
scapegoat.
commentary.
Yeah, it's a literal scapegoat in this movie. That's true. That's
Yeah, played by
that must
Peter
be why they made him
Dinklage.
go too.
Yeah, played by
That's
Peter
brilliant.
Dinklage.
Yeah, he does. He doesn't sound like Peter Dinklage to me. He's doing a good. He's a good voice actor.
At first, I
mean,
didn't.
you could
understand
tell.
who it was.
I could tell right away. Could you not tell?
I didn't watch Game of Thrones, so I know him from
Okay.
when he shows up in Thor or whatever.
In Pixels.
Is he in Oh, yeah, he's in Pixels.
The
Oh.
He's the
Adam
game
Sandler
master or
movie,
whatever,
Pixels.
right?
Or
Is the
He
cheating
was,
game
No,
master?
yeah, he's the cheater. Yeah.
Based on that's based on a real guy who is not
Yeah.
4 feet tall,
Who-
but
Yeah, he
real.
is big.
But one small complaint actually with the movie, I guess it's it's rude to say small complaint maybe, but there's a lack
Wow.
of little people in Munchkinland. All of them are like they're like
yeah.
I think some of them are children cast as Munchkins, but they're still they're like children who can do like advanced choreography, so they're like they're not that
it's
young
problematic.
or small.
It's
They're not small enough.
It's a losing battle, because if you cast only little people and you call it Munchkinland, they are inherently Munchkins.
Well,
like,
I
and
guess.
you can't do that to little people. You can't be calling little people munchkins.
I mean,
You don't want
obviously,
kids running out of theaters,
obviously-
looking at a little person being like, "Are you a munchkin?"
they obviously should have just done the Hobbit treatment from Lord of the Rings, but okay.
Well, that
All
would
the
be
dwarves.
stupid for like all the background dancers and stuff for the whole fucking scene at the start. That would have been a lot. I guess.
mean, no, you only would have to have the witch be tall, everyone else be normal.
I
Like,
guess
you only have to do her.
I don't know. I don't know.
was
They need the
lollipop-
proportions too.
Was the Lollipop Guild represented in this movie at all?
I didn't see them. No, I was looking out for them.
Damn it! Damn it!
Wow.
Yeah.
Fucking anti-union sentiment in the U.S.
You know what? One of the only
Taking
good
the Lollipop
things
Guild out.
in Oz the Great and Powerful was they did cast little people when they show up and they all do a little dance and stuff together. It's
Beautiful.
great. They
Mhm.
cast like 20, at least like 20 little people in that movie, and it was great
Mhm.
because they.
So
Yeah,
in
they
Wizard
should've
of Oz,
just- Guess they just stuck with that one. I guess the offense had already occurred, so they could just keep it up. But no.
in the Wizard of Oz, you have the Lullaby League and
Yeah.
the Lollipop Guild.
Mhm.
The Lullaby League is so great. I want to know what they do.
Yeah, and the Lullaby League has been kind of lost to history. People don't talk about them.
It
you know?
has.
They're,
Yeah, nobody talks about the Lullaby League anymore.
yeah, they're just as important. They do exactly as much as the Lollipop
Yeah.
Guild do for the plot. you know?
Wow.
That's right.
Yeah. Man.
So, what? Not counting Defying Gravity, what is your favorite song in the show?
I don't. I think the other ones are kind of forgettable and not super amazing.
You don't
honestly,
like Popular?
I think Popular is pretty good, but it gets kind of annoying parts of it for me. So I don't know. There's like other songs in there that are good though, right?
I like
I
the
don't remember.
Loathing song where it's like they start to hate each other so much. I really like that song.
Yeah,
I
that's
guess that
good.
one was good. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I like the what's his name? Fierro? He's a scarecrow. But he's the guy. He's singing about he has no brain, you know?
Spoiler!
I'm
Whoa.
shit. I'm sorry. I forgot.
I didn't know that. Oh, jeez.
Damn it! I knew that because I read the plot.
Oh. It's
I
okay.
can't-
They
I can't
telegraph
wait
it
for him
very
to
hard
become
in
the
these, okay?
Scarecrow.
I already know who everyone else is going to turn into or whatever. They telegraph
One of the
that.
characters turns into the Tin Man, right?
Yeah. There's a limited cast of characters here, so if you say that,
Yeah.
that already basically spoils it. There's like one other character
Is there-
who it can be.
Is there a lion?
There's
Is the lion cub they have, or
I guess he has to be.
he
Wow.
is.
And he's
how the fuck does he
afraid
grow up
because-
that quickly?
I think there might be like an implied like
Yeah,
10-year gap or some shit.
Yeah, there
between
is
these,
for
actually.
sure.
What the fuck?
I don't know.
I mean, dude, there's no way that you can think that the witch has gone to high school and then, like, immediately after she becomes, like, the old witch who is, like, clearly not that young anymore, right? Like, there has
I
to be a
don't know.
time
Yeah, I
gap. It makes sense.
Because there's
What
various
is she
things
doing?
she's sitting in her thing, sitting in her
Just
castle
sitting.
in Winky Land
Uh-huh.
or whatever.
Winky Land.
Yeah, you can't really take it seriously as like a. It's you know it's not like a Tolkien
actual
epic
story,
universe or
yeah.
whatever when everything's called like Winky Land and fucking Shiz and whatever. So
Yeah, and then like they're constantly saying these dumbass things. They like change words to make them more cutesy, kind of. Yeah.
That's
I have a
hilarious,
list of
though.
those.
Oh, can
I got
you tell?
5
tell me some of those?
Wondericious.
There's Hideodious. There's
Hideodious.
Braverism. There's Congratulations. There's Manifestorium, and that's in a serious line. That's in like a big
Yeah.
serious ending of movie line is Manifestorium, and there's Scandalocious.
Is this shit from the book? Like, because they really, I feel like they don't really talk like that in The Wizard of Oz, do they?
It's definitely not from the original like Al Frank. It might be from the Al Frank Baum book. It's definitely from the Wicked book. It's not in
Yeah.
the 30s movie at all. Yeah.
Wow.
And it's not in Oz the Great and Powerful, of course. Which is,
When was the
Why do they
Wicked
talk all
book
fucked
written?
up like that?
I don't know, because it's it's like a fantasy whimsical thing, and it's mostly like the popular like asshole kids who are doing it too. So, but it is also like serious people say it too. So
Yeah, it's
I don't know.
everyone. It's like this is just what words are in this world. It's not even weird to them, okay? It's just weird to us.
It should just be a thing like Glinda is like illiterate or dyslexic or something, so
Yeah,
she's
yeah.
making up words, and then everyone else just like follows along. As if
It
they're
is the
anything.
way George Bush talks sometimes. George
Yeah.
W. Bush. Sorry.
Nuclear weapons and such
Nuclear,
and such.
yeah.
You know,
Is
Yeah.
that not how you say it? I thought Homer Simpson
Nuclear?
did that.
Nuclear?
Homer says nuclear as well, but that's because he's the dumb
Nuclear.
character in the Simpsons. So it's nuclear.
Well, what does Trump say?
I don't know. He might avoid that word or something. I don't know.
He
sure
calls
he said
the
it.
N-word, in fact.
It's too dangerous. It's too dangerous.
Yeah, the N word, nuclear. Yeah. I think you said it right in that clip anyway. Yeah.
Yeah, so and then there's the song with The Wizard and I think, which is good. You always love
Yeah.
an I Want song.
That's good at the start and stuff. It's cool. It's fun to see her like
Alright.
running around in the field and stuff. That's like that's shot well and it looks good. I think.
Just running towards that cliff. Wow.
Yeah.
What a strange thing to do.
If there was a cliff, I would run towards it. Just look off the
Yeah.
side.
You got to look
Yeah, you
off the
can't-
cliff.
Gotta be in a real hurry and just like totally risk it.
It's foreshadowing for when she's in a high up place later in the film, and
That's
she
right.
defies gravity and such.
Yeah, and when she's risking it all as well because she's just like constantly playing it rough, you know.
Yeah. Now, there is during Defying Gravity, there's the bit where she like jumps out the window and she falls, and I think the bit where
when
she's
she-
falling and she reaches out to her younger self, I think that's all cool and stuff, but she did just like jump out the fucking window for no reason.
Right,
So,
right.
you know, sometimes you got to make a moment happen, you know, and they're already dealing with like the staging of the musical and whatever they kind of got to follow. So
There could have been like a broken mirror somewhere that she could have looked into rather than.
yeah.
Well, she was chased by guards. Why wouldn't she jump?
Well, she was because you can't just jump out a window and expect to not die, you know. That'd be
Is this
bad.
before or after the broom?
She gets the broom, but she's not flying with it yet because she starts flying with it like right before she hits the ground. So
Yeah, but she's
What do
seen
you
the
guys
broom.
think?
She has seen the broom fly. It makes sense.
well, but I don't know. What if she like lets go of it when she falls out the window though? She has to grab it again with her powers.
It's a magic broom. It'll work, okay? Jeez.
I guess so.
She is tricked into reading the magic spell book or whatever, and she makes all of the monkey guards into like winged monkey guards.
Yeah, she gives them the wings. And it's a horrible
Iconic.
horrible transformation, and yeah.
I find that to be such an odd choice, just because of like how she doesn't know what she's doing, and like they kind of try to like blame it on her, but also I don't know. It's kind of odd to me. It seems a little bit random.
Well,
So she learns that the wizard is a big fat liar, and then she immediately pisses him off, and then he lies about her, and then everyone starts hating her. What a brilliant plot! I love it.
So Florian, you think she should work with the wizard? Do you think she should be like?
I mean, the wizard is pretty stupid in this. I think if she would have just said like, okay, we got real power now. I can do real magic, so now you don't have to whip up the masses against the animals anymore. Okay, we'll be good from now on. She could have said that, and it would have worked. Okay.
Yeah, but
Jeff
they need to
Goldblum's,
control people, Florian.
he's a bad guy. Okay,
No,
he's
he'd be
not a kindly
fine.
man.
Well,
You know.
He's a huckster, Florian. He's like he has no actual power over anyone, so that's why he has to use.
but he offered her.
racism.
He offered her that she would be by his side. She could have easily like asked for things to be better, and it would have worked.
I mean, I do think that like when you put yourself in that position, you either have to inherently support the like administration that you're in, or you're going to be seen as the person who's going against you. So like as soon as they use her for whatever they want, they'll just get rid of her.
Yeah.
I mean, she could support them. Everyone loves the wizard. There's no reason to immediately try to undermine
Yeah, but
him.
what if they start loving her rather than loving the wizard?
I mean, it seems like the wizard was fine with sharing power, so it really doesn't seem like that would be an issue.
He has to be a bad guy, okay? Because he's George Bush. That's what I
Well,
learned
that's
from the behind the
lazy.
scenes and such. But,
That's
yeah.
lazy and stupid. This is.
I think they do
I
pretty good.
I can't believe how weak this movie is on so many fronts. With like how the villain has
Florian,
like no.
Part of it is that it's based on a musical. So like a lot of musicals are going to operate on big emotion and just like a song rather than serious plot beats or like thinking through all of the like very complicated character beats kind of. It's more based on a single feeling the character is feeling in the moment and then using a song to express that.
Yeah.
Well,
it's-
that's not too good. I've seen better musicals in the story department. Okay.
It's just such a huge betrayal, okay? And it's terrible and stuff. Frankly, Dorothy should have been just as mad in The Wizard of Oz and stuff. I guess she was pretty mad, but she should have been madder.
Well, okay, so like this
I
makes
don't
me
even
wonder about the
remember
Wizard of
much.
Oz with the Wicked Witch of the West here, where it's like we somehow have to get her to the point where she's like menacing this young girl who just landed in Oz, and she's like lighting the scarecrow on fire and doing all these like mean things. How are they
Wow.
going to like play that in the next movie?
I
Like,
think that just doesn't happen. I assume.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I would assume so too. But who knows? Maybe she's just really mad about something, and who knows?
well,
like,
the thing
she
she's
does
mad
have a
about
thing
is
to
that
get mad
a house
about,
lands
but-
on her. A house lands on her sister when
Yeah.
the tornado transports Dorothy to Oz.
Wait,
And so,
is-
like, blaming her, I guess you could say is her reasoning, but like, how would you think that a little girl could just do this? Like,
Yeah. I mean,
Well, she probably used emotional magic as well. But wait, so is her sister now in a wheelchair, and she's the witch that gets killed immediately in the Wizard of Oz?
I guess.
I
Are we
think
gonna
so.
see a scene where like the house falls? She's like in the wheelchair and the house falls on her. That's gonna be really sad and
It's
horrible.
gonna be epic. Okay, I'm back on board.
Killing off the person who uses a wheelchair.
I know, right away.
Cunning
They couldn't have it. They couldn't have a disabled person as a witch, okay?
It's like the first movie ever where they've cast someone who actually is in a wheelchair in real life in this role, and a house is gonna fall on her and she's gonna die.
Having her be in a wheelchair is kind of fucked up because of what happens to her feet, and like her feet are the only thing that you see, and then they like curl up,
shrivel up. Yeah,
that's amazing,
man. That's awful. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess we never see her whole body, so she could have been in a wheelchair all along. There was representation there all along.
That was the intention all along, back in the 1938 or whatever.
People just didn't catch on to it, you know?
Yeah.
Wow.
If you look really closely, you can see some splinters from the wheels.
Wow.
From the chair. Jesus. But there's.
So how do we? I think we talked a little bit about Cynthia Erivo. We think she did a good job as Elphaba.
I think she did. I'll go so far. I think she did better than Idina Menzel ever did, from the stuff I've heard of her in it and stuff. Yeah, I think it's great.
Okay.
In fact, you know, one of my only issues with this, Idina Menzel, she shows up for a minute. She's doing the like fake show at the at the Emerald City, and she does the end of Defying Gravity like battle cry thing. Which,
oh really?
Yeah, and that sort of robs it. Like, oh, is she doing it at the end of the movie because she heard it now in this like dumpy little play? Right. But
it's that kind of like self-referential thing where it's like they want to give the original, and like Kristen Chenoweth is there as well. She's the original Glinda, I guess. So yeah, they're kind of like paying respects to the OG. But you're right that it kind of like becomes like, oh, well, within the story, is she now basing her thing on what this random woman did?
Yeah. I think it would have worked better if they saved their cameo for like part 2 or whatever. I don't know where you slot it in or whatever, but with like what? Yeah. I don't know. But,
And then we've got Ariana Grande as Glinda or Galinda.
Yeah, I think she was surprisingly good at it.
She was really good, but she's like way younger than the other witch, right?
No, they're both supposed to be the same age, at least in the thing,
No, I meant like the actress. Yeah, 31.
Oh, I don't know.
Why on earth did they choose a 37-year-old main actress? I don't understand. It's just so wrong.
She's covered in makeup the whole time. I think she plays it good. As like, you can believe that she's younger and whatever. So,
I mean, not really.
I don't know.
It doesn't feel right.
I don't know. I disagree. But there's.
I guess I didn't really think of it back then. But man, like, why wouldn't they just get a kid? Or at least a 30-year-old, Jesus.
Well, for a musical, you've got to cast someone who's like extremely good at singing and like acting well singing and all this stuff too. So you can't really, if you get like a 15-year-old, they're gonna fuck it up and it's gonna suck. So I don't know.
Well, I wasn't too happy with her singing, anyways. Yeah. Oh well.
Well, when this got announced, I thought Ariana Grande was like a stunt cast thing. Like, oh, we're gonna make an extra $100 million if we cast her, right? But apparently,
because our fans will come out.
Yeah, apparently she's been a fan of the musicals for like her whole life. This has been like her dream role, and there's like videos of her talking about it and stuff from when she was on Nickelodeon or whatever. So, yeah.
Well, that's cool.
Cool. But
I really liked her in it.
Yeah,
it's pretty good.
She was. I expected her to be.
She's very
really
funny.
Bad.
I will give her that. She like.
Yeah. Just because I mean, no one does like good acting on like Nickelodeon or whatever, on like Victorious or any of these shows. So I didn't know that she could do good, serious, dramatic acting and stuff, but she can. So.
Well, I mean, like her character is like fundamentally non-serious, so I don't know if she did that, but okay.
It's heightened, but there's bits where she, like when they're in the
comedy
is
hard
and whatever.
This movie was weirdly hilarious. Everyone was laughing in the cinema. With you too? Did you have people laughing in this movie?
Yeah.
I didn't expect it. I guess the jokes really landed. If you have jokes in other movies, they don't get that many laughs. I guess.
Yeah.
I guess it was
Well, that's good then.
impressive.
Did you guys have people
Means
singing
people
in the
were-
theater?
No.
No.
Okay, I didn't either. I'm grateful for that.
Wow.
Yeah.
I did not go to a sing-along screening. I do not want people singing along while I'm trying to watch a movie. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel I'd be very annoyed if people started singing in the middle of it. So I'm glad
Mhm.
I'm glad that didn't happen.
Well,
Yeah.
they need
I
to be
may-
singing and dancing. You know, when there's a big musical number, everyone needs to get up and
So,
sing
Florian,
and
you're
dance
saying-
along.
the people in the theater also need to dance.
Yeah, for sure.
Is what you're saying.
For
Whoa.
who?
They would all face towards me, okay? They'd be missing the movie, but they'd be singing and dancing, okay?
You're saying all these lowly peon movie goers should just enhance the show
Mhm.
for you. They should work and be the actors in front of you.
They all practiced for this.
That'd be great.
Florian watches them like sing and dance around him, and then he like dumps his soda out on top of them, and then leaves.
Wow. I guess it could happen.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Did I write
So
down
are we looking
questions?
forward to part 2 in a year?
I guess.
I'm excited for. I wish they would just put it out in like 3 months or whatever. I'd go watch it.
Ah,
You know.
Man,
Yeah.
we need to get back to that Matrix Revolutions
Oh, did they do that for
thing
that?
where it's only a couple months after, I think. Yeah.
That's great.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Oh,
think
shit.
Matrix Reloaded and Revolutions were within like 4 or 5 months of each other.
Oh right. Well, that's okay. But I mean, the first one was still far apart from them, right?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Mhm.
I
It was
mean, I
tolerable
guess
for-
they just delayed it.
When they did it for the Avengers and stuff, it was okay because there was a Spider-Man in between there. So,
Yeah.
or
right.
was there? No, there wasn't a. No, Spider-Man was after because
Man, I
the
missed
second
the
one's all about him
Avengers.
being sad.
There was an Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Yeah, there was
Yeah,
Ant-Man and the
that's
Wasp, and
good.
there was Captain Marvel between them. I think, right? Yeah.
Yep.
I didn't see Captain Marvel, but Ant-Man and the Wasp that tided me over, I guess. So,
Wow.
um,
Man, and now we're gonna have Craven. That's an adventure, right?
yeah, man, that was
No,
a
he's
sad
fun.
announcement like yesterday that Craven's going to be
Yeah,
the
the
last
Sony-
Spunk film.
Yeah, the Sony Pictures universe of Marvel characters.
It's coming to an end. They never got their Sinister Six movie. They put billions of dollars
Yeah.
into it, and they never got there.
They did. They
Oh, wow.
re-released Morbius just for them. We should get them to re-release Morbius one last time.
That's like that shit.
One
I
more
hope
for
that's
the
in the
road.
history books, right? That's just fucking the fact that they put Morbius back in theaters, dude. That should never be forgotten.
Did someone get fired for that? Because like it did not do any better.
It like flopped again. Everyone was writing about how it flopped
Yeah.
again. Yeah, it made no money. So,
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like these people should have been fired like years ago. Like fucking when Spider-Man 3 came out and sucked, like Avi Arad shouldn't have been on another one of these movies and whatever, right? But like,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. They've just been releasing this shit for decades now.
Wait, which Spider-Man sucked?
Spider-Man
From the
3.
trilogy?
When they fucked it up.
The
What,
original
the one with
trilogy.
Venom? That one was
Yeah.
great.
Listen, one. Okay. Listen, one producer, Avi Arad, there's a whole thing. He's cringe, and he's been messing with Marvel since before I was born. And it was his choice to put Venom in, and it made the movie worse. So I don't like him.
Wow.
Yeah, that is 2/3 of a good movie, 1/3 of rushed bullshit
Yeah.
mess of a movie.
And it drags like the
unfortunately.
rest of it down. Like they have to make so
Right.
they're holding space so much for Venom in that fucking movie. It drives the
Mhm.
whole rest of it off the rails.
I honestly think you could probably like have the black suit stuff in there, but then don't have Venom. Like
Yeah, Venom's
by
for
the end
next
of the movie, he's like, yeah, right. He's
Yeah.
taken off the suit by the end of the movie, and then
Mhm.
Venom is the villain of the fourth one.
It could have been a
now
post-credit
we gotta
scene when he
rush it.
turns into Venom.
Yeah,
You know, that would work.
Wow.
What do you guys think of because the silver shoes show up here in Wicked, right? The silver
Mhm.
shoes, famously,
not the red, not
Yeah.
the ruby slippers.
because MGM still has
who
a
wears
fucking
them?
stranglehold on this series forever, I guess.
It's so weird. It is so weird that like there's certain imagery, there's certain like things you cannot recreate.
Yeah, You can't put a mole on Elphaba's chin. I don't think they would for this version anyway, but, you know, you can't be doing that because MGM owns it, I guess.
Too similar,
forever.
yeah.
They can't. Wow. She can't be the same shade of green between these fucking movies. Oz the Great and Powerful and the original and this one. She's like 3 different shades of green because of that. So
she's going through the motions. Damn.
Yeah. But it's I feel like at some point they should fucking bite the bullet and just pay MGM out for the fucking red shoes because no one cares. No one likes the silver shoes. They don't look as good. They're like, you know, they try to make them look nice. They look like tornadoes, you know, in this one that's foreshadowing. But it's no good.
They look like. Is it the pattern, the design on them?
Yeah, the pattern's like a twister or something. It's supposed to evoke a twister, yeah. And I think that would have worked too. You know, if you made them ruby slippers and then they also were twisty or whatever, you could change that bit. I don't know. I guess if they were gonna like shell up like a fucking $5 million to MGM for that or something, then they'd probably change it and make them entirely that. You know, get their money's worth. But I don't know. Because for Return to Oz in the 80s or whatever, they actually did pay MGM. They said like, hey, we need to make them red, so how much fucking money do you need to let us do that and not sue us? So
why are we talking about the color of shoes? Is there
this is important to me
in this movie?
This is important to me, okay? It pisses me off whenever they show up in any of these things. They don't even bother in Great and Powerful. There's just no shoes in that one. So
Right.
I'm sure they would have set up the shoes in the second or third film in the Return or in the fucking Oz the Great
in that Oz the Great and Powerful trilogy.
Yeah, they were planning it. They were going to do that, but
man, that
everyone hated it.
Glorious.
Yeah.
I mean, not the shoes, but the trilogy. You know.
Yeah. If it's a trilogy, it's just a more complete experience, really. Always.
Yeah. Well, is this gonna be a trilogy?
No, this is only 2, so this is gonna be bad overall, I think, because it's not a trilogy. They should have done a trilogy. Can you imagine the story stretched out to 3 full, like 2.5-hour movies?
I mean, it wouldn't be that hard to write stuff into the story that makes sense, but like there wasn't anything in this that made me interested.
I don't know. I think I honestly, I didn't feel the length too much until like, you know, toward the end really, but it's I think they did a good job with the stuff that they were adding in and stuff because it feels very seamless. Like you don't really feel that like, oh, this scene is extraneous and just here to like, I don't know, it's from the book or whatever, and it feels like out of place.
Yeah, I mean, I guess so.
I thought it was good. Yeah.
I mean, I guess I just wanted more overall story that kept me interesting, but oh well.
So, supposedly, the part 2 might be an interesting thing, just because there's not many songs that people really love in the second part, and they're apparently writing 2 original songs just for the second part. So,
Ariana Grande original, or
see what I have no idea.
That'd be good. They'll probably, because the original like composer and guy on the original stage show and whatever, like he's back for this, and he's I think like extending some of the songs, and I guess probably writing those new ones, so that'll be good. Yeah, it is.
Well,
I think they might replay Defying Gravity in the second one, just to give it.
They open with the same thing again.
Yeah, just replay the 15-minute like Defying Gravity scene from the end of this one, and just put it at the start of the next one.
Okay, so you're saying replay, not like restage almost. Like I was gonna say, like you either have her on her way somewhere else and she's still singing Defying Gravity.
That could work too, yeah.
She sung it this entire time in between movies.
Yeah, that's what she was doing for like
maybe
10
a sad
years.
version of.
So why do you guys know all the songs? Was there any place where you saw them before? I mean, I guess you've seen the
I just know about Defying Gravity through the like cultural kind of osmosis of that's one of the most popular songs from the show.
Yeah, it's one of the biggest like musical theater songs period, I think.
Right.
Up there with whatever that one in Cats is that people don't know is from Cats, but it's, because it's like so popular, it kind of extended beyond. I think so. It goes, touch me. It's so easy.
I mean,
is it that?
I don't know anything about memory. I do
know.
know the Skimbleshanks the Railway Cat song.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
that
that's-
one's pretty good.
That's probably just as good, yeah. I haven't seen any Cats. I gotta watch Cats. It just
Oh, you
seems like
gotta
a great
watch
We
time.
should
Cats.
watch Cat. We should watch the movie. We
Yeah.
should do that.
Should I put it on the
That's so
Batman
funny.
wheel? I could add it on there.
I guess.
Oh no, that
'Cause
should
it's-
be like a Joker like, oh, that's what we should do. We should throw random movies onto the Batman wheel, and it's like the Joker has intervened in the Batman wheel, and it's
Yeah.
added in random.
And
That'd be
it'll
great.
just be called the Colonel Cat, and it's cat.
Yeah.
That's a great idea.
It'll have to be. I do. You know what? I already have
has-
like one or two fun surprises, sort of like that, on there, so it'll fit
Ooh,
right in.
ooh.
You know,
It has to be cat-related movies now, I
Okay.
guess.
absolutely. Yeah, we could just do we could do Colonel Bat and then do Colonel Cat, and just do every cat. You know, cats and dogs.
Cat related.
Oh,
a
hell
talking
yeah.
cat.
Yeah,
I
talking.
love cats and dogs.
Quigley's not a
Gar-
cat one. There's like a cat
Garfield?
thing. There's another cat one about like he's like
Cat
from
Baloo.
space or whatever, right? He's like an alien cat. It's a
What?
Disney one, I think.
Oh, Cat from Outer Space or something.
Yeah, Cat from Outer Space. Put that
that-
down there.
And that Marvel movie, Captain Marvel with the alien cat.
Cat and Marvel.
That's
Cat.
the one.
That's not really a cat movie so much as a movie that has a cat in it. And if we do that, then we'd be doing this
Mhm.
until we're in the
I was
grave,
gonna say.
Well, there's a sequel where there's a herd of cats. Okay, I don't know.
so, yeah,
That darn cat. That darn cat remake.
absolutely. We could do there's like a 40s movie about a cat or whatever, or it's called The Cat, and it's like a really serious, strong noir movie or something, I think.
Oh wow. Okay.
I don't remember.
Okay.
If only
you know,
Wilford was a cat.
yeah. Wilford?
The guy who played the Hobbit. Whatever.
Wilford. That's
No,
not
you
Michael
know-
Shannon. I don't remember who it is.
So you know that series with Elijah Wood where there's this dog in a costume.
No.
What? Oh, Wilfred.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I've
Well,
never heard of
sadly,
this.
sadly, that is not a cat. Oh, it's the craziest shit ever.
Okay. We could put
But,
that on. We could just put it on the cat wheel anyway.
No, it's a
We're not doing this
as-
cat
it's
wheel,
on
I guess.
forever.
For real. That's a.
As
We probably
as
should.
Dame Judi Dench says at the end of Cats, a cat is not a dog.
It's true.
Oh, and we got the cat in a hat.
yeah.
Oh shit, you're right.
Yeah.
Terrible movie.
There's
Is
at
there
least
more than
one version
movie
of that.
of that? Yeah.
No,
There's mostly the one.
so far. I think.
There's like a show about it or whatever.
Wait,
Cat in
they're
the Hat
gonna
knows a
make
lot about that. So
And I think you're thinking of the Green Eggs and Ham show.
is
no, there's two.
is what you call it. Is who makes Illumination? Is
Are
Illumination
they
gonna make a Cat in the Hat movie?
I bet they
I
will
feel like
someday.
They were going to.
I hope they should give it to like any. They should just fucking ban Illumination, right? Because they've banned them from doing live action ones across the board. So they should ban Illumination as well and just do
Who are
a
they?
good one. The Dr. Seuss Corporation.
How dare you?
Yeah.
The Lorax was
The
amazing.
Seuss estate.
Why would you want that?
know-
We want more Lorax.
The
How bad
Lorax
can
was-
it possibly be?
He wants
I can't-
more X.
that's what it could be called, the sequel. Yeah.
Yeah, the more X.
You know, I
wish there
can't
was a
think about the
sequel.
Lorax now without thinking of that guy who shot that CEO
The
on
one
his
slip?
Goodreads. He had the Lorax
Oh,
quote
oh.
was he liked.
Yes,
So.
yes.
Oh my god, really? What? Just the one who did it just now, who killed that CEO just now?
Yeah.
Yeah, that guy. He had
What
the
was it?
unless someone like you thinks a whole awful lot, nothing's gonna get better. It's not. He had that quote on his Goodreads.
Yes.
That's
Yeah.
amazing.
They should ban all Dr. Seuss books just because of that.
Yeah,
Yeah, ban them all just to make
The
sure this never
Lorax
happens
has-
again.
has radicalized the left. Okay, that's why good Americans need to pay more for healthcare. All right.
You know, I bet if you look up one of those like banned book lists in like some Florida county or whatever, it's somewhere they're banning the Lorax. I guarantee it for being
There's
too
gotta be.
too far left or whatever. I'm
Well,
sure.
they can keep the Lorax movie because that one doesn't have too much of a revolutionary message, so it'll be good.
They use that movie to sell cars. So like
Exactly, the movie is it's good again. It's not communist nonsense.
Absolutely. Yeah. You know,
I swear somebody was going to make a Cat in the Hat movie.
I'm sure they've been talking about it. Yeah.
Warner Brothers Pictures Animation is developing another adaptation. It's scheduled to release it in 2026. So
that's getting shelved. That's gonna be another tax break, I guarantee. Or maybe not. Maybe they'll figure this shit out by then.
No, it's gotta sell. It's Dr. Seuss. Come on.
Well,
how hard can it be?
Coyote and Acme looked like you could have sold that too, okay? And they didn't bother.
Mm-hmm.
So
wait,
they have another Looney. No, it was scrapped. Like the whole movie was done, and then they just got rid of it. They are going to do another Looney Tunes movie. There's a Looney Tunes movie called The Day the Earth Blew Up or something.
Yeah, and it looks pretty good just from like the trailers. It's got a neat style.
I haven't seen the trailer yet. I'm interested.
Yeah,
to see what they do with it.
I don't get how these movies just disappear. Why doesn't somebody leak them?
I truly don't know. I guess maybe they keep them locked down really hard, or they plaster your like first name and address all over them or whatever on your copy or whatever. Because that's what they do for a lot of these things to keep them from leaking. Is they just put your full fucking name on like a script or whatever. They'll print it on every page and stuff like that. So, you know,
what a shame. Would have been so interesting. Oh well.
You know. I got a power scaling question here for the Wizard of Oz or Wicked film here.
Finally we're getting into something with substance.
Yeah. Yeah. At the end of the movie, she shuts off the entire like power grid to Emerald City for a minute when she blows up everything. That seems like a catastrophic level of like power that she has.
Yeah.
That's like,
are there people on life support that she just murdered?
No, like that's actually the most vulnerable thing about our cities is like power. Like that would be the easiest thing to take out if you had like magic powers. He would just like blow up like one transistor in the right place, and the whole city doesn't have power. Like power goes out occasionally for like no good reason. It wouldn't be hard.
I guess it seems like a lot, right? Because she could like cripple the whole fucking country if she wanted to. I think
the monkeys with wings was way harder than just like short circuiting a city. Okay,
I guess
like we have,
but she did it like accidentally. Like I don't think she even meant to turn off the city. Like she was just doing that in the middle of the song.
Well, yeah, I mean, but like you just gotta introduce too much power to the grid and it'll go.
Listen, all I'm saying, it's like if Magneto like got really mad and he like sent the Earth's catapulting into the sun or some shit. It's like that level I think we're dealing with here.
I mean, I think electricity is like incredibly weaker than like gravity. Like
maybe
like it's so easy to go wrong. Go on.
What's the core of the sun like?
I think it's just a big ball of helium or something blowing up.
What are you asking? How hot is it? It's like
I was gonna say if Magneto could fuck with the sun in some way, if there's like some kind of metal that's.
I don't think so.
No, there's no metal. Yeah. It's all just like very basic materials like helium. All the metals are made like in the suns when they explode. I guess that's when the heavier materials get introduced.
If they wanted him to blow up the sun or something for one of those movies, though, I'm sure they could have found a reason.
I found a thing. Sunspots are temporary darker areas on the surface of the sun that are caused by strong magnetic fields.
Absolutely, there we go.
Magneto could definitely fuck with the sun in some way.
I'm sure you must not be understanding how large the sun is. Like it is. Like
listen, I've been watching these X-Men movies. Magneto pulls all of the metal out of the Earth at one point or something. So you know.
Yeah, but then the sun is 1,000,000 times larger than that.
It's not about the size matters, not okay. It's like the same shit with Yoda. That's what Apocalypse taught him, is that he can do whatever he wants.
But Yoda is so small. How does he do it?
He can destroy Auschwitz if he wants.
Auschwitz?
The size doesn't matter.
Auschwitz.
Yeah, Auschwitz gets blowed up in
one
of those X-Men movies.
Do you not see X-Men Apocalypse?
Oh, you're right. Wait.
Hood classic X-Men Apocalypse.
Yeah, I did see it. I guess it was pretty cool.
You don't remember Magneto destroying Auschwitz?
No, I don't. I remember him being in Auschwitz. I guess that must have been another movie, and then he comes back for revenge.
They do show the scene where he's in Auschwitz at least twice across them, right?
Right.
And he bends
Yep.
the fence, and that's fun. But,
Mhm.
yeah. Those are good
Fun.
movies sometimes.
Yes, indeed, Colonel.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Yeah, the dark
couldn't
fucking
hold him in.
Auschwitz scene where his mother dies horribly, that's fun. The X-Men. Yeah.
You were cheering and clapping in the theater.
I was clapping, I was cheering, I was screaming when they brought back Auschwitz and fucking whatever that one was, First Class. When Auschwitz made its grand
Colonel-
return to the X-Men cinematic universe.
I
Colonel was
get that
elbowing the
reference.
person next to him. Colonel was elbowing the person next to him, being like, "That's
Look,
that's
That's the
Auschwitz from
kid
X-Men
the
1."
first movie.
Oh yeah.
Oh man.
That's good.
Do you know that in X-Men, I think it is. I think it's also in Apocalypse. It opens up and they're like going through like all of the different events of the world through like the opening credits. And then 9/11 is one of them.
Yeah, 9/11 was in one of those. I don't remember which
Oh, wow.
one, but it was in there.
Are they trying to say that mutants did 9/11?
I mean, they
They
probably
say-
would have.
They imply that Magneto either killed or tried to stop the killing of JFK at one point. So
Well, they also said JFK was a mutant as well.
yeah, so it's it's like is Magneto lying or is the CIA lying? Who knows? Who's really responsible
Well, it makes
for what reason?
makes
But,
sense because of the magic bullet. So I guess Magneto
exactly.
had to do
That's
it. Yeah,
that's what they say. He
right.
curved the bullet.
I love it.
That
What a
was
thing to
another
talk
great.
about
That
in
was
the
in one of
Wicked
like the really
episode.
good serious ones too. So
Yeah.
those are great movies.
Man-
I love those.
Man, if the X-Men were real, like 9/11 would be a joke. There would be like 10 9/11s every day. Okay, like these mutants be wilding.
Worse than 15 9/11s.
Yeah, that's there's one they did a 9/11 comic in Marvel. It was like a Spider-Man issue or something, and Spider-Man
Yeah.
like comes to the scene of 9/11 like it's as the towers are falling, and he's like, oh god, I can't like do anything about this. You know, what am I gonna do? But then like all the
Yeah,
other
what
heroes
do you-
are there. And there's a moment where they show Doctor Doom, and Doctor Doom, who's destroyed
And Magneto.
countless. Yeah, Magneto's
Yes.
there, and like Doctor Doom, he sheds a tear despite being like the
Yeah.
biggest terrorist ever. So like,
He's like some people have gone too far.
yeah, and he's destroyed that fucking Baxter building. Like, how many fucking people work in that?
Yeah.
On a regular basis, right? Like, that's horrible. So
Well, you see, when you destroy the World Trade Center, it really messes with everyone's retirement fund. Okay, like, won't anyone think of the stock market?
Doom put all his investments into the World Trade Center, into the New York stock market. Yeah.
Yeah, he's just that meme guy where the stocks point to the ground. He was so sad.
Yeah.
I'm
Sad
posting
songs.
that comic panel.
Exactly.
Florian, read this. Read this in your voice, and you'll be the voice of Dr. Doom.
Yeah.
Wow. In the voice that speaks within even the worst of us, and says, "This is not right." Wow, I'm so good at reading.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is not
Still
right.
mourn the random death of innocence. Come on, dude. It's also not random either. It's totally directed. It's totally
Yeah.
like they
Jesus.
wanted people to die.
Mhm.
It's crying about the fucking dead people.
And,
That guy's
yeah,
gonna be
Magneto
Robert
and
Downey
fucking
Jr.,
Kingpin's there.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, that's gonna be so epic. I hope they have
They put
9/11
the
in
scene
that too.
Yeah. when
Wait,
he
did 9/11
brings all the
already
planets
happen?
together for Battle World, there's like an alternate New York where 9/11 never happened, and Robert Downey Jr. makes sure
Learning
it
about
happens
9/11.
again anyway.
Wait, did it even happen in the Avengers?
Those towers
think
aren't
you have
there.
to.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say
So-
the tower there.
Mhm.
Man, they should have CGI'd those towers in. That would have been great.
Well, no
Chris
one's-
Evans is also going to be in Avengers Doomsday.
Yeah, we'll see.
Just getting everyone back.
No one was there to stop them in the MCU, right? Because there were like no superheroes around in 2001. So
Well, technically the whatchamacallit?
and
The
Captain
Ant guys
Marvel
were
was around. Yeah, Ant-Man could have stopped
Yeah,
it. He
Captain
could have
Marvel was
fucking.
around.
There's a bit where he like diverts a missile in like a flashback in one of those movies. He should have fucking.
Yeah,
Yeah,
where the fuck was Hank Pym?
Yeah, what was he up to? He was probably just sad about his wife, I guess, because she went into the missile and she went too small into the missile and died. Yeah.
Damn.
She went too small in the missile and she was gone forever.
That's right.
I love those Ant-Man movies.
I want to get too small one day.
So, I mean, you just go to Quantumania.
Yeah.
You probably don't want to go too small.
Do you like Quantumania?
Yeah, I loved it.
Poor Michelle Pfeiffer had to live in Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania for like 40 years. That's horrible.
I can't even imagine.
Yeah, I did not care for that movie. I was in the theater. I was waiting, begging for it to stop. So
for it to be over. Not only there, but there with Jonathan Majors for 40 years.
Yeah, with John. Oh fuck! I forgot about that. God damn. Yeah. I don't know. That's horrible.
What a nightmare.
Yeah. But anyway.
All right. Well, that's Wicked, everyone.
Yeah. Any final thoughts on Wicked at all?
Well, I really like the GOAT, alright? He might be the greatest of all time, in fact.
Yeah, the GOAT is the GOAT.
I love how he's just so sad when they scribble that animals shouldn't talk, you know? And then he cancels his lesson.
Who did that? Who scribbled animals shouldn't talk on there?
I guess we'll find out in part 2, maybe.
Is Alphaba going to hunt down the anti-animal people?
I don't know. We'll have to see.
I mean, it's probably just like one random person who did it, so it probably isn't worth mentioning.
She should blow up Shiz, and then Doctor Doom can appear and shed a single tear for the loss of all these.
Oh my god, Alphabet is gonna be a school shooter? That's crazy. It's gonna blow up Shiz.
Why not? Yeah.
She enchants an AK-47 out of nowhere.
Yeah. Yeah, just like Gandalf with the AK-47. It's amazing.
Absolutely. Yeah. But I don't know. I think Wicked is it's pretty good. It's better than I thought it would be, and I'm glad I watched it. And I'm excited.
It's pretty cool that the movie's doing so well too. Like tons of people come out to the movie theater. I'm of two minds when a movie does really well, because it's great to see theaters packed. It's great to see the people are excited about going to see movies. But I hate fucking people so much. Like, I go to the theater. I want to just get my soda and popcorn or something, but there's a fucking line out the door.
Yeah, that was we couldn't like book tickets for like a week or two, or I guess like most of part of a month here.
Jesus, how full can it possibly be? That's crazy.
No, there are lots of people. The people.
I mean,
love
the only
Wicked.
time it's been that full was when Barbie happened. Barbenheimer.
Barbenheimer, yeah.
That one really filled the seats, but like we haven't had like queues at the popcorn for I mean not long ones, like maybe you stand in queue for like 5 minutes, but the trailers are like 15 minutes anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, this is definitely a 20 to 30 minutes at least to queue for popcorn. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we got like the popcorn, but like if there's a queue, you could just go to the vending machine and get like Pringles or whatever. It's just as good.
Pringles,
Sure.
Not just as good.
Just as good.
That's not movie.
Well, Pringles are
maybe
delicious.
they're good in Austria. I could believe that.
I mean, I assume
they're not
the
movie
same.
snacks.
Well, Pringles are delicious. What are you talking about?
You need nachos or you need
I'm actually
popcorn.
tired of this dichotomy. There should be more snacks. I wish they had like fresh fruit there. I would eat an apple.
Yeah.
Maybe I should just bring an apple. Oh, I guess
you
I'd
could
have
just
an
bring an
apple
apple in your coat pocket. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just drop the
I'll
apple
bring
core
an
on the
apple.
floor. Let the theater staff handle that.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Throw it at the screen.
Well, I'll
Yeah,
probably still
just
get
chuck it.
popcorn, so I'll just leave the apple core in the popcorn basket, okay? What are they gonna do?
I guess so. Yeah. But there's yeah. I don't know. This is I liked Wicked, you know? I hope this paves the way for more grand movie musicals where they hire like actual singers to do them and stuff. I want to see them.
Thing.
They gotta
Stop
bring
getting
back,
actors. Fucking
Yeah.
get
No more
singers.
actors.
Fucking, you know, I'm still pissed. Okay, Phantom of the Opera. When I was a kid, it's my favorite musical to this very day, right? And that movie, they get fucking Gerard Butler, who can't sing, to play the character with the angelic voice. They get this girl. She was like a nepo hire or something. This girl who also can't sing, and she's like 15 or something when they're filming it. It's really weird.
when the Phantom is bringing her into his fucking lair or whatever, and she's supposed to be belting out like these notes, and they have turned her down so low, probably because she can't sing to that like extent.
Yeah.
It is so embarrassing. I was watching that movie and then I immediately looked up like an actual performance of it, and it is so night and day watching those two things. It's insane.
It's so fucked, and all the stuff is fucked. There's like when they're doing a like point of no return and stuff, that bit's like fantastic in the stage show. It's like it's very intimate. There's like two people on stage for that whole scene and stuff, and they got like these fucking background dancers doing shit in the other one, and it's no good. It's no good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, at least they got a real singer for the Ariel reboot, The Little Mermaid. That was pretty good, right?
I didn't see that.
I did not see that.
Well, you should see it just
Talk
for
to me.
Scufflebutt,
Talk to me in about 5 months, Florian. I'm sure I will watch The Little Mermaid because I'm watching all the fucking Disney movies, so I'll eventually have gotten around to The Little Mermaid.
Once
Okay,
you get
well,
through there.
the most important question is it better or worse than Wonka? I would think that it's slightly worse.
I don't
The
know.
Little Mermaid?
No,
Wicked.
Wicked.
It's definitely better than Willy Wonka.
Huh.
I liked Wonka a
I at
lot
least
as
liked
well.
the look of Wonka, but
Well, which one's
like I
better?
think the songs in this are better. The songs in Wicked are better, is what I'm saying.
Right, but what's Purple say?
I don't remember how I rated Wonka on Letterboxd or whatever. I like Wonka a lot, and I also like this quite a lot. So it's kind of hard to choose. I think I might, at least right now, I think I slightly prefer Wicked. Probably just because I've seen it more recently. I don't know. But yeah, I thought they were both grand.
I really liked Wonka a lot.
Wonderful. They were lovely.
I liked the environments in Wonka. Like the director of that also
Yeah, it
directed
was
the
beautiful.
Paddington movies, and
Oh my god,
he's
so
just
good.
he's just so perfect with how I think his name's Paul King, and so like even if the songs aren't like amazing in that movie, like just the world that they exist in is worth seeing.
Yeah,
Yep.
Get to see Patterson Joseph too.
I don't know.
He rules.
I don't remember who that guy was.
He's the black guy, and he's the
Okay.
the
He's,
cop guy, I believe,
Oh, all right.
or the businessman. The businessman.
Yeah. Okay, so he
The,
would
the
be.
chocolate.
He's not Fickle Gruber. He's one of the other ones. I don't remember what their names were.
Okay, well, one of my biggest complaints is that there isn't enough magic that she does, and she never like learns. She never has like a hard time. Well, except for that one time with the coin, but she never like.
What do you mean she doesn't have a hard time,
She's
Florian?
always having
The
a hard
entire
time.
beginning
With
of the movie is
magic.
her.
I'm talking about magic.
No, but she doesn't know her magic at the start. She's like,
I wish she would. I want to see her practice her magic. Okay, that would have been fun.
Shut
but
up.
okay.
Shut up. Shut up.
dare
It's
you.
magic. It does not need to be trained or explained.
This
or
is
any of that shit.
this movie is very
Literally
similar
just-
to Harry Potter, so I can expect there to be some
That's 7 movies, though.
some
They can-
Leviosa, okay?
they can do some scenes where they're all sitting in class doing magic. Because that's like 40 hours of fucking Harry Potter between those movies, so. Yeah.
That can't be right. 40 hours.
I know it's. Listen. I exaggerate when I say these numbers, okay? I just say
it's like
numbers
21
sometimes.
hours. Or, no, not even that.
I mean,
it's
when
like
the
7
series
times
gets
now,
here,
like 2.5.
it might be
I don't
40.
know.
It's like 16, 17 hours, probably.
Yeah. That series
guess
is going to be
there's
like 400
mysterious
hours.
beasts.
It's going to go
Oh,
on forever
God.
until we're all dead.
Do you understand what those kids have to go through?
Those
Like,
fucking kids
as
have
soon
their
as they
names
cast those
attached to
kids,
this.
Those kids are going to be working for the next 10 years, like
Yeah.
nonstop, because they have to be filming all the time. Like they cannot take breaks. They cannot they need to just keep making that fucking show.
And
Otherwise,
you
the kids
just
will
know.
start aging insanely.
Yeah.
Wow, that's cool. But I mean, that's the same thing as every kids actor ever, right? And doing a TV show is probably not as hard as doing a movie.
No, it is. It's much more time consuming, Florian,
Yeah.
because you need to do at least 8 hours of something versus 2 hours of something for a movie.
Mhm.
Well, yeah, but like in a movie, you have way more perfection going into it.
No.
Like, they work really hard on movies. I don't know, man. The budgets are way higher on movies,
The
right?
shooting time is what we're talking about, Florian. There's
These-
so much more in a TV show than there is in a movie.
Yeah. These kids are also
Well,
going to be
there's
asked about
hopefully
like
more
fucking,
characters too, so they'll split the load.
they're going to have to deal with questions about J.K. Rowling's tweets forever too.
Ah,
So
mhm.
Nobody's
that'll
gonna
be
care
great.
about that. It's too late. Trump won. Nobody's gonna cancel anyone ever again. Okay.
People, they're still going to ask about it, okay? And those kids are not going to have prepared good answers for how to navigate.
Where are they gonna ask? Think
In
about it. Where are
interviews,
they
like,
gonna
right.
ask? Twitter doesn't exist anymore. Where are they gonna ask
They're
their
gonna-
stupid questions?
On interviews, they're gonna ask them about that instead of whether they're holding space and stuff, on Variety or whatever.
Wow.
They're gonna ask whether they have any trans friends.
Yeah, and they're gonna be like, I'm fucking 8 years old. I don't know anything.
Yeah, right.
So
I guess they're gonna
I've
cast
only met my
trans
parents
people.
and the I've only met my parents and the directors of the episodes. That is the
Yeah.
only people.
those are the only people I've ever seen. So it's like, God.
Maybe they should just introduce an evil witch and she's J.K. Rowling, okay? And then the kids just have her looming in the shadow all along, but she's not really like the big bad that they have to fight.
She's just in the background of episodes and stuff. Sure.
Exactly. She's just like
Just the
like
looming
hiding
evil.
the medication from the trans kids, so they can't transition. It's just a real madness.
Yeah. I feel like they'll steer clear of any of that because she's still running. She's like showrunner on the show or something, right? So.
There's actually a lot of times to like bring it up just because they are turning into other people and sneaking into bathrooms and that a lot,
Yeah.
right?
I don't know. It's
Wait, J.K. Rowling is still like working? I saw like she's just on Twitter all the time.
No,
Well, she is, but
an
she's
author.
also
She's
doing
writing.
show running. Yeah.
How can she manage? Wow.
I don't know. How's Elon on there all the time? How's anyone on there 24/7?
Well, he's
I
not
don't
busy. We know that.
Yeah, Elon doesn't actually work. He just shows up at his factories and
He should be preparing Doge.
fire people.
Okay. He should be
Like,
busy.
He should not be busy. Every time he does something, someone else has to fix it, okay? Like, the best thing he can do is just, like, let his people handle it, all right? Like,
Well,
just give him...
yeah.
They just shush him away and let him play with Twitter. That's why they gave him the money to buy it, okay? So now he can just be tweeting all day and they can focus on running the companies. Don't worry about it.
Okay. But anyway, that's
Are we
Wicked.
done? Yeah.
Do you guys
I'm
have
starting
stuff
to
to plug,
think-
Florian?
I'm starting to think that this witch is not actually as wicked as the wizard. This is weird.
He's not as wicked as the title may
Whoa.
indicate.
I know, it's
Florian.
kind of misleading. It's
You've
weird.
had Your whole world turned upside down.
I know, we
Sorry.
have this song where they celebrated the Wicked Witch is dead, but then it seems like she might not
Yeah.
have been that wicked. It's weird.
Wow.
I was gonna say it's been propaganda this whole time. The original
Yeah.
Wizard of Oz movie was just propaganda.
It's crazy.
You know what? I saw this with my mom and brother, and they were both at the end of the movie. They were both like, "Oh well, when's she gonna be bad though?" and stuff, which is really funny to me.
Yeah,
But,
yeah.
yeah.
She's already bad. She could have worked with the wizard, but instead she blew it all up. Okay,
It
including the
happens.
power grid.
Yeah. But do you have
Well-
anything to plug, Florian? At the end of the
Yeah, I did a thing with Erich. I did Idiocracy. I did another
Mhm.
thing. I
Wait,
forgot. Oh,
really?
you did a
yeah. Remember we did
Adventures of-
Idiocracy?
How long ago was that?
That was a while ago. But then we also did the
Yeah.
Drinkers movie where we had very split
Right.
opinions. So go check out
Florian
the
is a
anti-reviews
huge
channel.
fan of the Critical Drinker. No.
wow.
I'm a huge fan of him doing anything but his actual videos.
Yeah, right. He doesn't like his opinions, but he loves his movies.
Yeah, I can't wait to find
probably
out
his
who
books.
these rogue elements are, just
Yeah.
hiding away in the shadows.
That's great.
Mm-hmm.
And Rich, do you have anything to plug here as well?
Yeah, you can find me on Blue Sky at let me figure out what it is. Revan138.bsky.social. And then you can find me on Letterboxd at Revan138, where I am watching not only Disney movies, but now anything that I see on the Criterion channel that interests me, since I have a Criterion channel subscription now. So
All right, that's fantastic. Thank you guys for watching. It's been a wicked day. Goodbye.
Wicked.
Wicked.
Bye.